And if anyone has any questions for Megan, be sure to drop them in the chat. Oh, thank you, whoever said I'm awesome. Thanks.
Megan! Hi,
girl.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing so good. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Are you drinking coffee, tea?
Get it coffee. It matches your room. So look at this.
It does. We have a whole color scheme going on. I like it.
We planned this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we did. We planned this in advance. We're not messing around here. How are you and your family doing?
We're doing good. Went and got Dairy Queen tonight, so.
Oh yes, love those treats. Oh, so good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how have you and your family been? What have you been doing in quarantine?
Really good, really good. I've been doing things that I don't think I would necessarily do if I wasn't in quarantine. I've been painting, which I am no artist. They have not been turning out too good. I have been going on walks with my crazy dog, Sadie. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. Alyssa Sullivan mentioned listening to Office Ladies, and I love that podcast. I'm a huge fan of The Office, so I love listening to that podcast. I also listen to a lot of Tony Robbins. Are you familiar with Tony Robbins?
You know, I've heard of Tony Robbins, but I haven't.
He's so good. He's so inspirational. So I always listen to him. And I've also been doing yoga and meditation, and I get in, I guess, such a like Zen place during meditating that I wake up an hour later. I fall asleep. My parents were like, Megan, you have to stop taking naps. But it's just, if it's on a yoga mat, I don't really count as a nap. I count as meditating. So yeah, crazy time. But yeah, no, this is it's really crazy during this time. I do want to give a shout out to my old employers. I used to work at Bogies, which is in South Jersey and Pittman, New Jersey, if any of you are familiar. No, it's actually on a golf course, and they have all different variety of American food. They're really great. And I worked with them over the summer. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, from 1 to 3 p.m., they're giving out free meals for people during the pandemic to spread a little love and light and kindness. No questions asked. You drive there, roll down your window, and they take care of the rest. And they've been serving 500 free meals every day on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So incredible. Yeah. So I want to give them a little shout out. And during this crazy time, it has actually been hitting home for me. Me and my family lost 2 family friends in the past 2 days, which has been very sad. But during this time, I also think it's really important to look at the things that we have to be grateful for. And really, this is a time for a lot of reflection and gratitude and family time. And I'm always very grateful for that. So,
and I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it's crazy. But how do you feel like being home and not going to classes?
Weird.
I know. It's such a weird adjustment. It's so crazy. Even like, oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to talk about where you go to school. So you go to Drew up in Madison, right?
You picked me up there one time. That was so great.
Yes.
We went to Children's Miracle Network. But so I was born and raised South Jersey girl, and I decided to go up north to Drew University, and I love it there. It's a very small private school. There's about 2,000 undergrad. I mean, I'm so blessed to have just such a nice little community there. And actually a huge reason as to why I chose Drew was for their New York semesters. I remember going there with my mom, sitting down in orientation, and there was a man who just got off the train from New York, and he was talking to us about just all the opportunities that they have there. And I was so lucky and so blessed to be a part of our social entrepreneurship semester this semester, which got cut a little short, but it was the most incredible opportunity. My professor really set us up with the people that we met. We met Jerry from Ben & Jerry's ice cream. We met people it was so cool. His favorite ice cream flavor is Americone Dream. I mean, just, I don't know. He's really funny. He was a good guy. So we met him. We met someone from the Timberland. We met people from Ford Foundation. We met the filmmakers responsible for the Combat Initiative, and they were working in Haiti for sustainable farming. And for those of you who don't know, social entrepreneurship is the intersection between the social nonprofit world and the entrepreneurship sector. So it really goes to show the power of businesses and how they can affect people and planet and stand for social missions. And I also got to work with an incredible organization called NGOCSW. And I'm really proud of the work that we did there, which was really, really cool. They are EcoSoc accredited, and they are responsible for ensuring that the voices of feminist-led organizations are heard from all across the world. And they're also responsible for facilitating the largest gathering of civil society. And they have about 10,000 people come to their gatherings every year, just to ensure that the voices of feminist-led organizations are being heard. And me and my team were actually responsible for creating a mentorship program for them to implement, which we're really excited about. It's called the Intergenerational Exchange. And it's a little sad that our time there was cut short, but it was so, so incredible. I mean, we even got a backstage tour of the Metropolitan Opera and met Joyce Donata. Joyce Donata. I don't know if you're familiar. She's a 3-time like Grammy Award winning opera singer. Oh, it was so cool. I was like, I can't believe I'm here right now.
So like, that's awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. They told us, they were like, please don't touch anything. And I like had to hold my hands not to touch all of their like props and scenery. Yeah, literally. Oh man, it was such a treat though. So yeah, that's what I've been learning this semester, and really what I love most about my school. Yeah, so it's been really cool.
I was going to say, I remembered you describing that whole reason behind why you chose Drew, the guy who jumping off the train and from New York City. I remember that. That was just like, oh my gosh, that's so Megan. She wants to be in the city one day.
Yeah, exactly. I'm from South Jersey. So, I mean, it's only a 2-hour, 2.5-hour trip to New York. So it's not that far. But I remember just always like being fascinated by New York City. And Abby Delaglio, Abby Delaglio. Yeah. She's like 15 minutes outside of the city. And I always used to be so fascinated. Like, oh my gosh, you're so close. So yeah, I always love any chance that I get to go into New York. It thrills me.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness. You must be missing it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the train ride in was a little difficult at first to get accustomed to, but I do miss it. And New York gets a bad rep sometimes with all the people and the noise and the smells. But I'm fascinated by it. It's just, there's always something happening. Yeah, it's very fast paced. I love it. Even the bright lights. Yeah, it thrills me. So it's really cool.
Sinatra,
Oh, I have a New York playlist that I'm listening to Frank Sinatra all the time. I love him. Yeah, he's great.
Oh my goodness. Well, I have to say, that whole topic, your social entrepreneurship semester, that is so fascinating to me personally. I honestly, we haven't talked in so long, but I never told you that that's actually my entire summer research project. So we're coordinating.
No way. Let's set up a phone call. Let's talk about that.
We're setting up a phone call way beyond the half hour that we're constrained to talk about social impact and everything else.
Everything. You know me. I could talk for hours. I could talk and talk and talk and talk. I just got done writing a paper all about the triple bottom line of people, profit, planet. I'm fascinated by it all. So we'll set that up.
Have you ever heard of ESG investing?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you ever heard of ESG investing?
I don't think I have. No, what is that?
Environmental, social, and governmental investing. And incredible. It's set to take off.
Oh, it's so exciting. I love learning, like we were learning about just mitigation over transformation this entire semester. The difference between, just putting a Band-Aid and like, fixing a problem versus truly transforming it at its root. And I love learning about social entrepreneurship just because it goes to show the power of one business and how there's such a ripple effect to it all. Like the paper that I'm writing a part of Ben and Jerry's, and I did not realize that Ben and Jerry's does so much work that they do, and they are everything is so sustainable with what they do. They're opening up a factory in Sweden to cut like shipping for the ice cream to make sure that it's more environmentally friendly. They were the first company to ensure that their pints have recycled material and are easily, you know, to break down. They created an ice cream flavor with brownies in it to specifically get their brownies from a bakery, a local bakery outside of New York that employs people who were faced with just really rough times, people who are battling substance abuse or people who, you know, yeah. And their one ice cream flavor was created for that employment of that small bakery. And think about that one decision that that company chose to do that now
made a huge influence.
Exactly, supports that bakery, supports the people that work for that bakery. There's such a ripple effect there, and I think that's so interesting to look into.
So what's your favorite social enterprise? I know you always like to say social entrepreneurship, but I always call it social enterprise. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, I guess just because I've been talking about it so much, I love Ben and Jerry's because I didn't really know about it. I also love the Timberland organization, and I didn't realize all of the work that they do to protect our environment. They had a promise to plant 5 million trees in 5 years. And the combat initiative, what I was talking about prior, the filmmakers, we had a little Zoom session talking to the filmmaker, talking to a man from Haiti, talking to a woman, a part of Timberland, and they were talking about how Timberland was responsible with partnering with a nonprofit and then going into Haiti to teach people there how to have sustainable farming and how to create tree nurseries and reforest their country. And in return, they also taught them how to grow cotton that Timberland then uses in their products. And they created a model that it really just, it shows the definition of empowerment because they did not just like have the Haitian people rely on them, but they taught them skills that they were able to teach generations. So they weren't reliant on the people there, but after Timberland and the nonprofit and they all left, they were able to sustain it themselves.
It's a skill. A skill is for life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I love learning about that. I also work for a company called Lime Life by Alcone. I use all of their skincare and makeup products.
I remember.
But they are an incredible company about empowerment too. And they empower women in third world countries to start their own businesses and teach them entrepreneurial skills and financial literacy and things that just, they fascinate me. It's things like that you don't necessarily learn about and you might not think of, but just are so impactful. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna keep this conversation going at some point, but we have to get to everything.
I know. We'll leave that for another time.
All right, let's shift gears. We're gonna talk about your social impact initiative. So tell us.
Yes. Okay. So my social impact initiative is Mentoring Matters, and it's something that I feel like I've been doing my entire life. I started a mentoring program when I was 12, and it was some sort of a mentoring. It was between the youth and the elderly, and I used to visit assisted living homes with a group of kids, and we used to form mentoring relationships with the children and the elderly, and we used to bake cookies, and they used to talk and interact, and the children wrote the elderly's life stories of their mentor, and it was so beautiful. And I saw the connection that was formed, and I saw how the children felt so much more confident and they were given guidance, and the elderly in return they felt cared about. They felt like they mattered. They felt like someone was listening to them. And then from there, I helped develop with a woman in my area, Michelle Dunk. We developed In Between Girls, which was a mentoring program for tweens and teenagers. Oh, and it was a beautiful program. And it was again, one-on-one mentoring. And you could see the power between a mentor and a mentee and how the mentee gained things from it and the mentor in return gained things from it. And then from there, I went to college and I wanted to broaden mentoring a little bit. I have a podcast called Share Your Story with my best friend, Bree Rooks, and we interview people on our college campuses about their stories, about their struggles and their trials and their tribulations and how they've gotten to where they are today, and hoped to connect with our audience. And then from there, I just started finishing up the IG exchange with NGOCSW, which is another mentoring relationship. So I'm very passionate about mentoring. I promote it in a traditional and a non-traditional sense, from like a standard mentor-mentee relationship, but also just to listening to people and sharing your story and offering advice, and really being there for people. There was a study where 80 million people answered that they didn't feel like they had anyone to turn to. And 80 million people. And that just should never be the case. You know, I never want people to feel alone or feel like they have no one to talk to. And, you know, I want to be that person for other people. And I want to encourage people to be there for one another, to build community, to create connections. Mentorship has proven that a mentee is 55% more likely to enroll in college and 130% more likely to hold leadership positions. And in return, John Hopkins did a study where mentors in a mentor and mentee relationship, it helped with their declining brain functions in adults. And so there's a lot of different benefits to mentoring. And I've just been so grateful that I have such incredible mentors in my life. And I want to be able to give that back to other people.
That's so fantastic. And, you know, a lot of times you don't even think about it the other way around, where there's a benefit to the mentor.
Absolutely.
It's really a two-way street, but there's benefit
Absolutely.
on both sides. So that's fantastic that you're promoting that. And so what exactly have you been doing now that coronavirus has kind of changed the scope of how we interact in our daily lives? And how do you plan on promoting the social impact initiative as the Next Miss New Jersey?
Absolutely. And that's something I had a lot of like one-on-one in-person interactions, planned school visits. And I was able to do some of that before all of this. But for me personally, I've been checking in with people, you know, ensuring that they know that I'm here. I'm actually just about to launch my own website where it's a little blog, and I have a forum that is going to be completely dedicated to mentoring. The good thing about our podcast is that you know, is all virtual. It's on Spotify. So that's another outlet of mentoring. But as Miss New Jersey, I have plans where I want to create an app, and I want to create an app because it's just at the touch of a button. Yeah, right. And really having different mentors on there, just of different experiences and different backgrounds, being able to be accessible at a click of a button, and having groups that are all confidential, being a safe space for someone to come and turn to. And I think that's really important. And the great thing about that is that there's no boundaries with that. It's virtual. So it can go across state borders, it can go across countries, it can be worldwide.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So, and I just think, I mean, the number one thing is creating connections and building community with one another. Because if you have a story, if you have something that needs to be shared, a struggle that you went through, we all go through struggles, you know, and sometimes there's a lot of pain that's attached to that. But when you're able to give your pain purpose and be able to help someone else from that, that's where the true beauty and the magic comes in. So
now, one thing I have to ask you, have you ever considered transforming your social impact initiative into a full-time social entrepreneurial position?
I absolutely have, Jade. You're thinking the same. I absolutely have telepathy. I know, right now. I absolutely have. And a huge part of the semester was really me researching on how I could do that effectively. And I have a lot of ideas.
Please say it.
What?
Effective altruism.
Oh, yes. But it's even, it just comes back to, I want to be able to have a job where I feel passion about it, that I'm able to wake up in the morning and get it out of bed and be excited to go to work. And that's exactly what I'm trying to find in my life. So through this social entrepreneurship semester that I just had, I was able to really dig in deep to see how I can implement my social impact initiative into an actual business that is dedicated towards helping people. Yeah, and spreading my message even further.
I'm just nerding out. The Ravenclaw in me is just
That's so funny you say Ravenclaw. So I don't know if you know this, Michelle Warner, who's also competing for Miss New Jersey, she's my cousin. Yes. So we have the best family ever. We are going to have like the loudest fan section. There's going to be signs that are going to be made. It's a whole thing. I'm really blessed to have my cousin, and we're able to compete, you know, and prepare together. Roommates? Oh my God, that'd be so great. That'd be so fun. We'd probably stay up all night talking. But for Christmas, our family, so my dad is one of 7, and they go around every Christmas and they all they have different years to host their Christmas party. And Michelle's family, my Aunt Nancy and Uncle Bill, and Michelle and Colleen hosted, those are my cousins, the Christmas party last year, and they had a Harry Potter themed Christmas party. So I kid you not, we all showed up dressed up in character. They went all out. They had floating candles from the ceiling, and like everything was Harry Potter. When you walk in, they give you your own sort like wand, and they assign you to a certain house, and it was incredible. So when you said Ravenclaw, it just reminded me of that whole experience. It was so much fun.
So what house are you in? I have to ask.
Hufflepuff, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, Ariella's a Hufflepuff too. No, it's not Ariella. No. Shelby's a Hufflepuff.
That's so funny. So I haven't seen the movies. So I don't even know. Like, I need to see the movies to fully appreciate it. I just appreciate it because there's so much work that went into it. But yeah, I need to get on that. I mean, I have enough time during the quarantine. I can watch all of the Harry Potter movies.
I mean, not me. I'm filling out research paper, just methodologies. What am I doing? My sources.
I know. Last night I was up like just typing page after page. When I got to like the 10th page, I was like, I gotta take a break. This is too much right now. Yeah.
I was on page 16 yesterday with diagrams and everything. I was like, oh my.
I can't wait until finals is over. We have a couple more weeks. Just gotta push through a little.
Yeah. So, while we still have a little bit of time, let me remind everyone on the call, if you have any questions for Megan and I, be sure to drop them in the chat. And Megan,
yeah.
Where can people find you on social media and find anything that you're doing with your social impact initiative?
Absolutely. You can follow me at Miss Northern Lights 2020 on my Instagram. It's actually tagged in my Instagram bio on this page right here that I'm on. But other than that, you can go on there. You can go on my Facebook. And I'm going to be launching my website soon, which I said before. So that will all be tagged on Miss Northern Lights 2020 to stay updated. And just another little note, I love talking to people. And again, like I have the time during the quarantine. I'm someone who absolutely promotes connection. If you ever want to reach out to me about anything, just DM me, message me, and I'll get back to you. Absolutely. So
she is anytime. So committed. Oh my God. I have trouble answering text messages sometimes. I don't even know where you get this from. But, lastly, let's talk about your talent. So you are a singer.
Yeah, so I was originally a dancer. I danced for 12 years at Trisha Salone's, and I absolutely loved and adored it. But I have loved being on stage since a young age. My mom begged for me to get into a dance class at 2 years old. And I remember I was the kid peeking out of the curtains at my first performance because I was just so excited to be on stage. So I love going out on stage. I love performing. So I'm going to be singing a musical theater piece this year, which I'm so excited about. It's from Oklahoma, and I just really hope to entertain the audience and make people laugh and yeah, just have a good time.
That was my first musical that I was ever in.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love Oklahoma.
That's so fantastic. And I remember that dance that you first did when We actually competed at my first local. Megan
We,
was in the local.
we should tell them that. We should tell them that story. We were in our first ever, my first pageant, Jade's first pageant. We were in it together.
It was
It
your
was
first pageant too. Oh,
Yep.
I didn't know
It was
that.
my first pageant in the teen organization.
Boy.
Yeah.
We loved that talent piece. We loved it.
Oh, that was so fun. That was such a good day. Oh man. Yeah, we did. We had a blast. We were rehearsing all day. We were exhausted. And then they were like, go out and do the show. It was a blast. It was. We had a good group of girls. We had Nina. We had Marina. Who else did we have? We had Amber.
Katie.
Yep.
Haley.
Oh, I love Katie. I love her. Yeah.
I've not seen Katie in so long.
Katie's such a good girl. I haven't seen her in a long time too, but her brother is a legend at my school. Her brother's a professional hockey player, Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau. Wow. I remember one time he visited, I went to Gloucester Catholic. One time he visited my high school, people freaked out. They were having him sign like their shirts, their arms, their phone cases. I went to a really big hockey high school, so he was a legend in my school. Yeah, but Katie's,
everyone kind of went to Gloucester Catholic.
so many people did. So many people did. Bryn goes to Gloucester Catholic.
Yeah, were you there when Bryn was there or no?
No, it was, I graduated and then Bryn came the following year. I missed her. I was there when Madison was there. I was a freshman.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Madison was a junior.
You were definitely there when Madison was there.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Good times.
Who else went to Gloucester Catholic?
It's like a little family. It is. Everybody is related to somebody somehow in that school. It's a blast though. I had a great time. I had a great education and I love everyone there.
That's fantastic. Well, do you want to say anything, last few thoughts before we go off?
Stay safe out there. Try to stay positive. Just remember the things that you're grateful for. I'll be sending you blessings and prayers. And if you ever need someone to talk to, message me in my DMs. I'll be around, and I hope you stay safe and happy during this time. Try to, at least. Thank you for talking to me, Jade. I love this. Give me a phone call and we'll talk about social entrepreneurship for hours. Oh, yes. Way better. Way better.
All right. We have one more episode of Fierce Female Friday, 10 o'clock. Francesca Collins. Stay tuned.
Bye. Bye.